In this video, we're going to go through the 50 pence lead system, or 50 cents if you're in the US. Now, many people saw the video that I put out of a mini mastermind, our in-person event, and multiple people talking about their cost per lead was coming up in the comments, coming into the DMs, and many people being borderline confused at how people were literally talking about 50 pence leads and questioning, how can I make them better? And the same people in the same breath were talking about how it was exactly the type of person they were trying to attract as well. We're talking about high quality leads that can turn into clients in the space of 7 days, and they're coming in at below £1 per lead. So if you're looking for low cost leads with a system that you can turn on and off like a tap whenever you want to engage hundreds of new leads, then this video is going to be for you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the Facebook ads dashboard, and I'm going to get super practical here about 5 different ways to lower your cost per lead. This is perfect if you're already running ads, but it's also absolutely perfect if you're just thinking about running ads for the first time, so that you know exactly what to do when setting up ads to get really low cost per leads. And as always, if this is valuable to you, if this is the type of thing that you're looking for, if you're looking for low cost leads coming through ads and funnel systems, and indeed social media, we cover it all here on this channel, then hit subscribe, hit like, and if you're a really great person, drop a comment down below and I'll really appreciate it, and I'll give you a reply within 24 hours as well. Okay, so the very first step here to lowering that cost per lead drastically is to test different ads. So not just having one campaign that goes to one audience and one ad. That is what the majority of people, 99% of people who set up an ad, go to this green create button and go through the multiple steps of creating a Facebook ad for the first time. When they get to the end of it, they've spent 35 minutes there, they feel great. But however, they have a 1-1-1 campaign. One campaign to one audience and one ad. Even with me running ads for 13 years here, coaching it for 8.5 years, I can tell you that if I was running ads like 99% of people, because it is nothing more than tossing a coin and seeing if it's going to land heads or tails, if it's going to win or not win, that is too risky for me, and I would fail at least 50% of the time, just like most people do. When you test multiple ads, you're giving Facebook different opportunities to go and find a winner. When you have a campaign like this, like a new leads campaign, right? You want to select your campaign, and you don't just want to go into the ad sets, which is for easiness of understanding the audiences. You actually want to come all the way over to your ads. And when you have your first ad set up like this, what you simply want to be doing is using the duplicate button so you can create different variations of said ad. You can be changing the image, you can be changing it to a video, you can be changing the ad copy, but you want variations in there. In the Shoney 255 method, which in a more advanced state when we're working in the 90-day Ads and Funnels Mastermind with coaches as well, we sometimes take it a little bit further, but essentially what we're usually looking at is at least 5 variations, but usually we're going to 10. Facebook is having a lot of opportunities to work and find a winner. If you only have one advert in your campaign, what you're going to find is that the majority of the time, Facebook again only has one thing to work with there, and so you just have to hope that the image is perfect, that it resonates with the market, that the copy is perfect, that the button that you customized was perfect. Every single element of that ad needs to be perfect to get a low cost per lead. But guess what? Even if it's good, you have nowhere to go with it. You have nowhere to go to optimize it further from the creative standpoint. But when you have 5 or 10 variations, guess what? You might have 40 pence per lead on ad number 1. You might have £1.50 per lead on ad number 2. And ad number 3 might be £4.20 per lead. You can now look at that and you can say, okay, I'm going to turn off the ads that are getting £4.20 per lead, which if you only had one advert may have been the only one that you had there. But instead, Facebook has gone and found winners, so you can optimize your campaign for it and you can have all the budget going to the winners. Further to that, a really important part here as well. Have you ever seen an advert before in which you stop scrolling, you might have hit the see more button, you read the caption, you might not have even opened up the form or gone to the website, but you just stopped and you were kind of interested in it. You might have watched the video or something, and then the ads just start absolutely hammering you. Now, most people think, if they're in the marketing space or have any interest in marketing, they think, you know what? That was probably really clever remarketing by the person who set up the Facebook ads. It's not the case. Most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's the sheer fact that Facebook knows that anybody who shows those little indicators of interest in your advert should be remarketed to. So they are going to serve new ads to that same person. And most people will not convert the first time they see an ad. They'll convert the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth time that they actually see your advert over a 2 or 3 day period. So put it this way, if you only had one advert, what do you think the chances of that person stopping scrolling all 6 times? Every single time that they see exactly the same ad. If you have different adverts, Facebook are smart. So they are going to serve up the different ads to the same person. So if they showed ad number 1 to that person and they stop scrolling, they're going to now show ad number 2. And if they still haven't opted in, they're going to show them ad number 3. If they still haven't opted in, they're going to show them ad number 4. And so when you have some great ads and variations of it, it's really easy to re-engage people and to get those people over the line. That's why you can get really low cost per lead. So not only are you ditching all the things that didn't work and just using data and no guessing, but further to that, you're also allowing Facebook to do their amazing work in the background, things at scale that we couldn't even do for one person. They're doing it for thousands of people at any given moment, which is the power of this. Second thing that you want to do, you don't just want to have great variation in terms of your images or your ad creative. You also want to test multiple audiences, okay? So let's say that you've got your ad set here. You're setting up your campaign and you've selected one audience, right? So let's just go for cold campaign, and let's say that you're targeting people. So in this, from a previous video, I put in personal development, right? So this is called detailed targeting. It used to be called interest targeting. I still call it interest targeting. It's not confusing, don't worry. In the Ads Funnels Mastermind, I update this about once every 8 weeks right now, because Facebook keeps changing little bits and pieces so that I always have our screen looking like the screen that the people coming through are going to see, but I still call it interest targeting. So anyway, old school, detailed targeting. So this is a great thing because Facebook already know what people are interested in, right? And people often go, how do Facebook know this, right? So that they can quantify, is this even worth using? And by the way, it is, and it's incredible. With the interest targeting, let's say it's people who are interested in personal development, right? So many people will say, oh, it's because Facebook basically tag anybody that does a social media post or updates a Facebook status or even visits or likes pages associated to personal development. It actually goes further than that. Remember that there's Facebook pixels on literally everything out there, right? The majority of websites that you go to has a Facebook pixel on it. So if they're able to track you, then they're able to say that person has shown interest in that thing over there. Like my son's 8 weeks old at the moment, and so myself and my wife, we're always visiting websites about babies and different things and tools for saving time and efficiency and clothes and Christmas presents and all those things. But they're baby shops, right? So in that scenario, Facebook isn't only serving me ads as remarketing ads from those businesses. We're now down as people who have a newborn, right? Because you can literally come in here. Let's see if it even shows up. So parents with adult children, parents up to 12 months, parents, let's see if they still do 3 months, right? So they might not do 3 months anymore, but they still do parents up to 12 months. So a baby that's under 1 year, right? You can do the detailed targeting here, but let's say we have 5 different categories that we get everybody to choose from in the Ads and Funnels Mastermind. And it basically means that you can't go wrong with it, right? If you answer the questions accurately, sure, one audience might not be right, but when you have 5 audiences, and we have 2 campaigns, so you technically have 10 audiences. When you've got 10 audiences, you only need a couple of winners, right? We've had lots of people who come through, they launch their ads, and they have a good cost per lead, right? Good, not great, right? So good. And what we'll find is that, let's say out of the 10 audiences, 2 of them are absolute screamers. They're the 35 pence, the 40 pence, the 50 pence, the 55 pence leads, right? Those like incredible cost per leads. But then the other 8 will be like £2.40 and £2.92 and things like that, right? And then we get them to turn those off. And all the budget goes to the things that are actually working, and we can scale the audiences that are actually working. So how do we do that? Well, we come into something like detailed targeting, for instance, and let's say one thing that we might be looking at is, let's just say from my point of view, right, marketing, right? So marketing, business and finance might be one, okay? Well, whether I come out of this or I just stay exactly where I am right here, because you can do either the duplicate button over here, or if we're still in this part of the campaign, we can hit quickly duplicate or duplicate anyway. Copy one, create a new ad set, which is like a second set of audiences. And by the way, when we're doing the full Shoney 255 method in the Ads and Funnels Mastermind, I want to make clear, in case anybody thinks I'm working very fast here and jumping from one thing to another, just to let you know, we do the full setup from the create button right there, right through to publishing the full Shoney 255 method in 57 minutes. So people press pause, make sure their screen looks like my screen. When we're doing lead ads, we even go into the form, every single step of the form, do this, do this, do this. This is how to hook it up to Zapier, like the full shebang in 57 minutes. And that's after we've already given them the ad image templates, copy templates, and everything in between. Just for context, in case people are like, this is just bits and pieces. When we're teaching it start to finish, then we of course don't skip any steps. When we're talking about how to do the audiences specifically, this is how you do it, right? So the second one here, the first one we're targeting marketing, the second one we're also targeting marketing. So we just have to come in here and hit edit, and we just take this away and we can target anything else. Let's say I want to target some celebrities in the marketing space, right? So let's do like Gary Vaynerchuk. Right? And if I wanted to bundle a few of them together, I can also come here and hit the suggestions button. And I'm also going to get loads of other people who are in the sort of like business space, who are public figures that I can also select, which is really cool as well, right? So loads of different things that I can do there. I can also do matching themes. I can do more general and wide audiences, which works absolutely fantastic, by the way, as well, especially if you work with general pop, and even better if you have really good creative. If you've got really, really, really good pinpoint creative that is perfect for your market, you can go quite broad, and Facebook is going to very quickly find indications of who is reacting to your ad and optimize for that, which is just absolutely excellent. Because if you win with one of those ad sets or one of those audiences, the amount of scalability that's there, you can be spending thousands per day profitably and growing your business so quickly. If you're going for really niche audiences, there's like a cap to how far you can scale that and how quickly you can scale it. So that's number two there, is to test multiple audiences so that you can find winners within those. So we're looking for number one, finding winners within the ad creative, the actual ads themselves that people see. And then we're looking for winners within the audiences. So test broadly with both, and then we refine from there. Going into number three now, we're going to dive back into the screen exactly where we were. And we'll leave Gary Vaynerchuk where he was. And we're going to come into the ad itself. Okay. So coming into the ad right here, if we want to lower the cost per lead even further, it's about optimizing the form. So if you're not aware of this, what I've selected here is leads as the objective, and what I'm looking for is to set up an instant form, right? So that when somebody clicks the button on the ad, it doesn't take them to my funnel, it doesn't take them away from Facebook. There's no 20% of my audience who click that link never see the landing page because page speed is an issue. And further to that, because people go to the landing page and they have to manually put in their data, their name, their email address, their phone number, it increases the cost per lead when we take that route. So there's pros and cons to it, of course, quality and things of that nature, but we've got people inside the Ads and Funnels Mastermind who are selling, even at the most premium of prices, at like 12, 15, sometimes a little bit higher, £1,000 coaching products, and selling them through lead magnets, live masterclasses, 5-day challenges, and things of that nature, using Facebook lead ads. Lead ads are incredible, and if you've got great systems on the back end, your content's amazing, again, which we optimize everything, not just the ads themselves, but we template the emails, we template the follow-up systems, SMS, literally every single piece of the puzzle to make it a highly optimized and converting system and not just a good cost per lead. But anyway, our major part that people get wrong is the form itself. So when we come in to create the form here, there's many things that people get wrong. I'm just going to show you a couple of them. We go into, so the intro's not really that big of a deal. We sometimes customize this a little bit, but the next two are pretty big issues. Again, it's not actually even that, it's in the privacy, which is the biggest issue. One of the biggest issues here is that people do custom disclaimers. Okay, so most people don't realize is that custom disclaimer is optional. You don't need to do it. If I take my privacy policy and I drop it in here, I can customize some link text, but again, you don't even need to. And that comes down there. So view Neil Shoney McLean's privacy policy. So if I drop my privacy link right there, then it comes through there. I don't actually have to have anything changed here whatsoever. However, when people don't realize that, they'll very often come into custom disclaimer thinking that they have to do it. Custom disclaimer absolutely ruins cost per lead, by the way, especially if it's not optimized, right? So people typically will come in and say something like terms and conditions for Neil, Shoney, McLean, which, by the way, isn't a big issue either. This is where things go wrong. They come into this custom text box and they add in all this gibberish that ends up scaring people away. So it's things like, we will use your data to, and then they go into like loads of detail, scary detail, and even worse, I've audited this before, and people have like misspellings and bad grammar and bad punctuation. None of it comes through as like a positive professional experience when somebody's about to give up their name, email address, and potentially the phone number. So that's a big one. So the second part is coming in to the questions here. So we've come from privacy, we're in privacy, and we now jump into questions. So when we're inside the questions here, again, a lot of people go into hyper customization, and Facebook aren't looking for it. They're not looking for hyper customization. It's completely unnecessary. And again, unless you're a great copywriter and you're really thinking about each word, it's not going to be advantageous to do so. So for instance, right here, contact information, email address, full name, all of these things are already in place, right? And it already, by the way, is absolutely fine. However, people very often come into the description here and add in something like, please enter your info, right? And it looks like that. Like, can you imagine, like, no full stop, no punctuation, no context to why the information is required, how it's going to be processed, how it's advantageous to the person? It looks terrible and it massively scares people off. Quite simply, either removing this or repositioning it. I've seen people have, again, I'm going to go into this, I think it's number 4 here, looking at the data of your ads and being able to distinguish what is the thing that's stopping it having an even lower cost per lead. Spoiler alert for number 4 here, and I'm going to show you exactly how to figure it out and what to do about it. This is one of the things that can often come up, right? The ads themselves are doing amazing. The form is the issue. This is very often that issue, is how they have articulated this. Rory Sutherland, behavior psychologist, he talks about how if you can position something as advantageous to the person on the receiving end of it, that's when it becomes easy to convert somebody into X, Y, and Z. So if right here you don't give context as to why it's advantageous to them to give the email address, phone number, etc., then it's very difficult to get them to want to do that thing, right? So for instance, articulating it along the lines of, you know, how you're going to use that to be able to give them access to the thing that they want to get their hands on right this very second. Position it like that. We do it in like a 5-word sentence with a question mark. That works well. Not just well, that works incredibly well. And by the way, that works amazingly on landing pages, on exit pop-ups. It works basically everywhere that you want to get any information. Data is something that people are scared about giving up. So you really need to take into account that whenever you're asking for data, tell them why they should be doing it. Like tell them not just why they're doing it, in fact, why it's advantageous to them that they give you that said information. The number 4 here for lowering the cost per lead is to be able to look at the data, which by the way sounds scary. It's super, super, super simple. You're looking at like 2 different things to distinguish what is the priority or what has the biggest opportunity to be changed to make that lower of the cost per lead actually happen. And so what you really want on your dashboard when you're running your campaign is link click-through rate, right? It's one of the main things that you want. You simply come here, customize columns, come to clicks, and you're looking for CTR, link click-through rate. Some people get this wrong by looking at unique click-through rate, outbound click-through rate, and multiple things, link clicks, etc. Link clicks can be quite useful here as well, so I'll throw that down. But link click-through rate is really advantageous to have. So we simply add these to the dashboard, we hit apply, and then at the end of your ad, you're going to be able to see these metrics. Now, so that you understand here, link click-through rate is the percentage of people who see your advert who actually open up the ad or click the link, right? So if you've got like a conversions campaign, you're sending somebody somewhere, link click-through rate is anybody who clicks a link in the ad copy or the button, right? If you're running a lead campaign like this, it's anybody who hits the button. If we were only doing a click-through rate and not link click-through rate, right? Link is the word I'm pointing out here. If we were looking at only click-through rate, that would mean anybody who hit the see more button, who clicked anywhere on your ad, who clicked to open up the video, all of those things would be taken into account. But we actually want to monitor how many people of every 100 who see your advert actually click the link or the button, okay? So link click-through rate is really, really important here. And what you're looking for, like industry standard, it's a little bit different in business to business, but if you are working with general pop, in any which way, then link click-through rate above 1% is really good. We typically aim for anywhere above 1.5% inside the Ads and Funnels Mastermind, and we optimize for it. And again, when we're testing broadly with the Shoney 255 method, there's going to be ones that are better, worse, and we're going to optimize from that to get to that 1.5%, okay? And that means that 1.5 people out of every 100 or 3 in every 200, you could say, click to open up. Now, it doesn't cost a lot to get in front of 100 people, which means that that's actually a very high percentage that's coming through. That's what you're looking for, and here's what you need to know. If it's drastically below 1%, then trying to optimize the form or the landing page that somebody is going to is not going to be the thing that's going to distinguish the biggest opportunity to lower the cost per lead. If the link click-through rate is very high and the cost per lead is also very high, that means that the ads are doing their job, right? You can basically distinguish it like that. If the link click-through rate is over 1%, the ads are doing their job of stopping somebody scrolling, getting them to read, and getting them to click the link and either leave Facebook or to open up the form. That's what you know with the link click-through rate. And so you can make a decision at that standpoint of not trying to like build everything from scratch. You can just say, hey, this is what's working, this is not what's working, this is what I need to tweak to get the cost per lead drastically down. And so if the ads are doing their thing, then you need to, if it's a lead form, you need to optimize the lead form or the audiences that are actually seeing the ads to increase the amount of people who submit the form. If the link click-through rate is very low, then even if you have audiences wrong or forms wrong or whatever it may be, let's start by getting the link click-through rate up to 1% or above. And you can do so by editing the creative, right? So editing the images, editing the copy to get more people to stop scrolling and to get more people to take action. That is unbelievably important at lowering the cost per lead, so it definitely needs to be a focus of yours the minute that you have your ads up and running. And you can typically look at your ads within 24 hours. If you're starting at $20 per day even, you can look at your ads within 24 hours and you can usually already get a good indication if the ads are really resonating, if you should start making changes. You don't have to, inverted commas, if you ever worked with an ad agency or in a mentorship that has told you that, you know, you need to optimize for 4 weeks, or Facebook takes a long time to optimize, or you need to spend $50 per day or $100 per day so Facebook has enough data, it's a load of rubbish. We start everybody at $20 per day and we do the first ad audit after 48 hours because there's already enough data there to start optimizing and then indeed start scaling on the other side as well. Okay, now going into number 5 here, just to finish us off and get your cost per lead right down. The final part, if you're running the Shoney 255 method or anything akin to the Shoney 255 method, like we talked about in the first 2 points there, having multiple campaigns, having multiple ad audiences or ad sets, and having multiple ad creatives, the final step here is to turn off your losers. Okay, and so what you're looking to do here is essentially look at your ads dashboard and have your multiple ads there, have your multiple audiences there, and maybe you could even say looking at your multiple campaigns and look at where the best cost per lead is and where the worst cost per lead is. And what you simply want to do is optimize for the things you're really looking for. Okay, so don't optimize on what's got the lowest cost per 1,000 views or the highest reach, or, you know, maybe even the clicks. You're not really looking for that. You're looking for the ads and the audiences that are getting the lowest cost per lead, because that is what you're looking for. So optimize for exactly what you're looking for. And it's nothing more than, let's say this ad, we wanted it turned off. It's nothing more than flicking the switch, right? So it's looking at the data, where's the lowest cost per leads, and turning off the things that are not successful. With these 5 things here, you have so much ammo in terms of lowering your cost per lead and hopefully getting close to what we see inside the 90-day Ads and Funnels Mastermind. However, if you're interested in finding out more about the 90-day Ads and Funnels Mastermind, you'll actually be freaked out, I believe, if you've dealt with any other mentorships in the past, at the price of the 90-day Ads and Funnels Mastermind, where we literally install a perfect ad system for you into your coaching business across 90 days. You have your first leads within 14 to 21 days, sometimes even quicker if you're a fast worker. This is installing a system that you can literally turn on and off like a tap whenever you want to generate hundreds of new leads for your coaching business. So whether it's a live masterclass, a lead magnet funnel, we've got multiples of those, 5-day challenge, whatever that system that is perfect for you, your demographic, your prices, and everything in between, it's as simple as getting it set up with us, and not just the ads. I'm talking about the emails, the slides, the full system, the full shebang installed into your business. But once that's up and running, you literally optimize the ads with us across 7 days, fill up your challenge, fill up your live masterclass, fill up the lead magnet, whatever it is, and you can literally turn that off. And when you want to run the next one, you don't need to change the ads. We even have a way of running ads in which you never have to change the ad creative if it's already working. So you can literally flick it on and off like a tap whenever you want to generate hundreds of new leads for your coaching business. So if you're interested in finding out more, I'll drop the link down below. Otherwise, please hit subscribe, hit like, and comment down below. It's all good for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next video.